Hey, oil wellers. I wanted to hop on here real quick and tell you what I learned about hormones today. I got to, it's not every week, but every once in a while, our upline Crystal Birchfield asks Lindsay Elmore. So she is a pharmacist who used to be on staff with Young Living and has moved on to be a brand ambassador so she can do more product education and teaching, speaking conferences and things like that. So Crystal has been allowing Lindsay Elmore to come in and teach her business builders and her leadership group on a regular basis about the products that support different systems and how function and all that stuff is supposed to work. And so today we got to talk about hormones, and I'm going to confess to you, I don't really know anything about hormones. And like the more that I study, the more sometimes I feel like it's way over my head, right? I know that so many other people feel like that, like they you don't know, like, and so I feel like that's why a lot of people feel a little bit hopeless with hormones, and they're not like sure where to go, what to do, how to help themselves, and sometimes we just end up not doing anything, right? And I've totally been there before, and I've often stopped myself from helping somebody who needs like essential oil support or like a more natural remedy for that because I don't know, and I don't ever want to like mess with someone's hormones or whatever, right? So Lindsay's training today was so helpful, and since not everybody is in that leadership group, because not everybody is doing Young Living as a business, and that's totally fine, but I wanted to come on here and share with you what I learned about two products in specific that I literally had never looked into. I mean, I'd looked at them, but I didn't understand what they were for. And so Lindsay really broke it down in a somewhat simple way. And there's a few things that I really wanted to tell some people, because every time I feel like I talk to people about hormones, it ends up being like, well, I don't really know. And they don't really either. And so I want us to know what products are available to us through Young Living, and to know like in what cases we would use them. And that's kind of a personal journey for everyone, but I wanted to offer some helpful information. So the first product that we talked about was PD 8020. Literally the PD 80/20. So that is a product that the P stands for pregnenolone, and then the D stands for DHEA. And those are two hormones that are in the body. So there's kind of like hormone pathways that happen in the body, and cholesterol is at the very top of like the reproductive, and pregnenolone is kind of at the top of the entire system. So cholesterol turns into pregnenolone, and then pregnenolone turns into progesterone, which turns into DHEA, and then that moves into like testosterone, estrogen, that kind of thing. So pregnenolone is a really important, like the top of the entire pathway of your hormone pathway for a reproductive system. And then DHEA is the most abundant hormone in the entire body. And so both of those are really important hormones to have in balance, right? And that's sometimes things get off balance in our hormones, as we all know. And so the thing to remember about PD 80/20 is that it is 80% pregnenolone, 20% DHEA, and that it can help with things like supporting happy mood, supporting healthy and deep sleep. It can help to lessen reactions to stimuli like anger and things like that. So it can really help with mood throughout your hormonal cycle. And it has some really cool other effects that I don't really totally understand, but basically, so Lindsay said, one thing that you can think about doing when you have a hormone imbalance, if you know that your hormones are out of balance, DHEA is one of the things in PD 80/20, and that is the most abundant hormone in the entire human body. And so when you know that box, which is pregnenolone and DHEA, and monitor your body to see what your response is. And that's kind of how everyone needs to approach like helping their hormones. And one thing that I have always done, and that Lindsay definitely verified today in her talk, was that it's really important to get some blood work done and to know where your baseline is and what things are off in your body. And I know a lot of people don't have health insurance, and I know a lot of people don't have a doctor that they trust. I know that that's a big problem. And I know a lot of people don't really know where to go to get blood work, and it seems like a pain in the butt to go get a blood test done. But really, like with hormones and stuff, you just want to know, and you're just getting a baseline. And so I feel like one thing that I want us to really be empowered to do is to take control, be our own advocate. Don't be afraid to go find out your levels of something, and figure out what levels of what hormones are off balance and which ones aren't in your body. And then you can take that and you can choose what to do with them, right? Like, you can choose how you're going to support your body and how you're going to heal yourself and what products to use to do that. So don't feel like other things are like, you buck stops with you. You're your own body owner. And you get to choose what you decide to do. And so if you want to go get a baseline and get a panel done of all of your hormone levels, which I suggest, if you think that that's a problem, you should do that. I think there's even like mail-in programs where if you want to take your own blood, I think I would probably pass out, so I'd probably just go to the doctor. But there are options where you can get blood work done. And then you can see what those results come back as, and then you can decide what you want to do as far as supplementation and helping your body, supporting it. So PD 80/20 is what Lindsay calls it's an assertive supplement. So it actually is putting those hormones into your body. And so that's one of those things where it is actually like going to be an actual hormone. It's not even something that's going to just be like supporting that system and functioning. It's going to be putting substances in your body. And so PD 80/20 is only something that you're going to want to use if you know that you have a hormone imbalance, that you are in need of those building blocks. So that is something cool. I didn't even know about it. I was suggested to somebody. They need to supplement with that type of thing. Then PD 80/20 would be a great option for them. Okay, so the other option that we talked about is Femigen. And Femigen is different than PD 80/20 because it's not an assertive supplement where it's actually just depositing hormones into your body. But Femigen is a unique herbal supplement and amino acids. And so it has capsules that support a normal female reproduction system all throughout life. So from youth into senior life, Femigen will support a healthy reproductive system. And so it's very gentle. It's going to support the body in doing whatever it needs to do. And I didn't know that we even had something like this. I feel like there are a lot of people who've asked me what oils could help them get pregnant, what oils could help them balance their hormones, what things they could be taking just to have an overall healthier reproductive system, and I didn't even know. And I've been part of this company for 3 years, so that's part of why I'm doing this, is because I had no idea, and I don't want people who need this kind of help to like have no idea as well. So Femigen is awesome. Learned all about it today. So helps with supporting normal female reproduction all throughout life. All of life stages, Femigen could help support healthy female reproduction. And again, it has herbs that support hormones and then amino acids that support hormones and other things in the body. So it has some really cool things in it, like it has wild yam, which can lead to progesterone production, and it has something called dong quai, and I might be totally butchering these. Something called dong quai, something called daviana, and then it also has something called black cohosh, which is an herb that can have like phytoestrogenic activity in it. And so if you're needing hormone balance, then you want something natural. Instead of synthetic estrogen, you want something natural that can help to produce those types of activity in your body. Then this would be an awesome supplement for that. So there's a few things. Black cohosh is something that if you've had estrogen linked cancer, like breast cancer or something that is linked to estrogen, then black cohosh, so like Femigen, Estro, and Endogize, those 3 supplements from Young Living that have black cohosh in them, you're going to want to avoid because just of some safety concerns with that. So it has some herbs, it has things that support normal libido for women, so it could be a libido booster. Once you get pregnant, Lindsay said that like once you get pregnant, you can kind of consider that Femigen supplement has done its job because it supported your fertility and your reproductive system to the point where it was able to successfully get pregnant. And so you don't really want to be doing things or adding herbs or anything like that that's going to mess with estrogen level and activity while you're pregnant, because estrogen is not the dominant hormone during pregnancy, progesterone is. And so you don't really want to be doing things to mess with estrogen levels during pregnancy. So that is, Femigen is not during pregnancy, it would be surrounding areas of life. And then it also has some really cool amino acids that do things like help your body build neurotransmitters, and it helps your body produce glutathione, which is a really cool thing that I'm just now learning about. Glutathione needs to be in your body so that it can bind to toxins that are in your blood and in your system and get them out of your body. And so Femigen has some herbs and amino acids in it that help with glutathione production. Sulfurzyme is also a really awesome supplement that helps produce glutathione in the body. And we need a lot of it so that we can be getting rid of toxins in our body. It's really, really important. Okay, so those are two things that I learned about today. I literally never looked into Femigen or PD 80/20. And I'm so glad that I know about them now, because for people who know that they need to be giving their body the building blocks to achieve hormone balance, PD 80/20 is a great option. Same with Femigen. If you're wanting more of a passive supplement just to help overall wellness in your reproductive system, if you're trying to get pregnant, if you're trying to rebalance some things, and Femigen would be something that would be safe. You wouldn't necessarily have to have blood work, because those things aren't going to be forcing actual like steroid hormones into your bloodstream. They would just be supporting normal function. So you could use it for a time period, see how you feel with it, and then, after that, kind of decide if you need to keep using it. Same with PD 80/20. She said you don't need to be using it for the rest of your life. You need to constantly be monitoring yourself for things like fatigue and skin issues and reproductive health, regular periods and comfortable, during your cycles, different stages in your cycles and things like that. So there are some pretty clear indicators of things to be watching for reproductive health and for hormone balance. And you will know if it has helped you achieve balance or if you're still needing support. You'll still have the symptoms and the things that we kind of associate with hormone imbalance, and you'll be able to know from there. So just a few takeaways. One, I encourage you to find a way to get blood work done. If you're suspecting your hormone, you need a panel with progesterone levels and estrogen and testosterone and things like that, and pregnenolone and DHEA, and test for all of those things so that you're not just flying blind, because hormones are not something to fly blind about. If you feel like you have an imbalance, you need to take care of it, and that kind of starts with blood work. So don't be afraid to do that. Find a mail-in clinic if you need to. I know that like Lee Summit, for instance, I know not everybody's local, but Lee Summit has basically like a place where you can just go get your blood tested, and it's not connected to any doctor. They just give you your results, and then you can take them to whoever you want or interpret them however you want. And so that could be I think there's places like that all over the place. We just don't really always talk about it or know about them. So go get some blood work done if you suspect something's up, so you know where you're starting from. And then that helps you know how to help yourself and support your body hormonally with some of these supplements. And as Lindsay was explaining, the specific ingredients and all of the Young Living hormone balancing products are top notch. And the companies, if we're needing to source those out, are incredibly careful, incredibly meticulous about how they're sourcing their ingredients, how they're making some of the extracts and things that we're putting into our supplements. So we know that the Young Living Seed to Seal standard is what is overarching all of our products, and hormone supporting items to be using for ourselves and also sharing with our teams. So hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, we can try to find answers for you. I know that hormones is kind of a big bubble, and sometimes it can be really confusing, but I know that answers are out there. We just need to figure out what's going on with your body, and then find some stuff that will help you. So hopefully this was helpful and informational and all that stuff for you guys. And I will share more as I learn more. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.